Hello, welcome back to the Freese Watches channel. This is our second weekly instalment in the series of the videos that we're doing just to hopefully show you a bit more about what we get up to in the workshop. So this week we've actually been making more watches for our production run. We've got a new watch coming out. There'll be more to go on about that a bit later on in the videos in a few weeks' time. We've also been working on some 102 watches we've got coming out. And next week we're starting a new run of the 53. So as we're about to do that, I thought it'd be quite good to maybe go through some of the parts that we put into the watch, and I can tell you a little bit about the process that we go through with the dial and the hands for that watch. So what we'll do in a second, we'll just cut over across to the bench, and I'll be able to show you a little bit more over there. Right, so now at the bench I've got a dial that we've just made for a 53. And some hands and a complete 53 as well. So hopefully I'll be able to show you a little bit about how we finish the dials and the process involved. I've done a separate video about the 53 because we have changed from the Mark 1 to Mark 2 now. Although there are a couple of Mark 1s still available. But the Mark 2 dial, as you can see from here, has got a individually printed number at 12 o'clock, which is the serial number for the watch. So this one is 53-2 for Mark II, and it's to number 22. What you can see from the dial here is that we actually go with a very slight sort of satin black finish, and then the dial is pad printed on top. And we use a paint that's almost grey, because what we're hoping to achieve is we're not looking to get a watch that make a watch that looks new and fresh and crisp. It's supposed to look a little bit older. And the grey colour, really does help us with that. So this print here is it's quite a grey print, and once we've done the print, the dial has the luminous material applied at the same time as we do the hands, because obviously we want the two things to match. So this is done individually on each watch, and this has the advantage of us allows us to obviously make each watch slightly unique, or we can also change the colour if someone would like something a bit darker, a bit lighter. But also when we make watches for stock, we have the luxury of being able to just decide what we want to do, so we can sort of have a look and decide whether we want to go for a sort of creamier loom, or whether we want to go for a more custard sort of colour, that sort of thing. So that's the dial that we've just made. I mean, the process that we have for dial making is quite labour intensive because we use traditional methods. A lot of dials now are using UV technology for printing, which is incredibly accurate. It's a fantastic technology, but it wouldn't really suit what we're doing with our watches. We're trying to in some way sort of recreate the methods that we use to make the watches that are amongst our favourites, which are watches made from the 1960s and before that as well. So we hope that by using those methods we end up with a more sort of attractive result. The other thing I was going to show you was just the hands that we're now using for this watch. I've got a selection of them here. So what we do, these are made in small batches, and this is a batch that I've been working on this week. We have what we have here are 5-hour hands and 5-minute hands, and the hands are pressed out of brass. And then once they've been pressed, they are then finished with a matte white paint. The problem with painting hands, of course, like everything to do with watches, is that they have a very small surface area, and so it is quite difficult to get a nice finish. But obviously we're not, when we're making like watches that are supposed to look a little bit older like these ones, a perfect finish isn't always what you want, and so the imperfections can in many ways add to the appearance of the watch. So each set of hands that we spray and we make, they have their own character, and we're sort of quite happy to go along with that, based on how they come out. So as I mentioned earlier, these hands will have the luminous material applied at the same time as we do the dial, and this is done during the assembly of the watch when we're putting the watch back into a complete watch like this one that we've got here. Well, I hope just showing those parts was of interest, and obviously keep an eye out for the 53 watch, which is going to be up for sale on the website again soon as we're able to make some stock. If you have got any interest in having a custom version of that watch, we're certainly able to accommodate your needs, so just send us an email, get in touch with us any way you like, through Instagram, whatever you like, and we can obviously talk to you about any specific ideas you've got. So just before I go, I just want to thank everyone for obviously sticking with the video and having a look, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be great, because then we can obviously send you notifications when we have future videos coming up. Feel free to hit the thumbs up if you think the video was okay, and if there's anything you want to ask or anything you'd like us to talk about in the future, please feel free to add that in the comments section below. Thanks, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.